Hi, boys family. I'm Mama Ganette, and we are here talking about should you have an altar or not? Who should have an altar? Maybe why you should have an altar, why you should not, and who is it for? So, if you're interested in all things spiritual and tarot, oracle messages, like the video, share it, and subscribe. So, anyway, what we are talking about today is altars. Now, when I first started my altar, I did it slowly. And first, let me just get to if you to know if the altar is something you should be doing at the moment. Now, I don't think altars are for everyone because first you build the connection with spirit and you open a doorway and a portal. And it's once you do that, you need to be consistent. Now in the beginning, there's probably not going to be that much activity going on. There's not going to be too much changes going on. You might not feel anything, especially if you haven't really worked with spirit. You haven't invited the spirit there or whatever spirit you work with. And I don't suggest just starting working with any old spirit. I suggest taking your time and being guided, and maybe also listening to your spiritual guides, but also being guided maybe by a spiritual practitioner of any tradition or of any somebody that has experience. They don't have to be in the African tradition. They could be whatever, but someone that has experience. So, and the reason I say that is because first you'll know if the spirit is, with you in your court. You don't know if you need that level of servitude to the spirits. I feel like an altar is a step or another step of service. Some people serve spirits just by, honoring, praying, in their readings, divinations, and taking their suggestions. But, if you have an altar, then, you're doing your offerings. You might sit there, do your prayers, your meditations, and things like that. But you want to make sure the spirit is right for you or that they want to work with you. Because you can just go up to a spirit and just like, I like this spirit, this and the other. I think I want to work with you. It don't work that way. I know a lot of people, my apologies, so sorry about that. So I know a lot of people want it to work like that, but that is not how it works. That is not how things work. That's not how the spirits work. You have to build a relationship with the spirits first. And also, if you just set up an altar to the spirit and then all kinds of stuff is just going wrong in your life, that may not be the spirit for you. So, what I would suggest is, I did mine in a way because I was in like a spiritismo originally, and I didn't have a group or anything. I was just guided and things like that. I did it almost like Puerto Rican style. They start with one glass, and that glass was my ancestors. So yes, I do suggest working with your ancestors. Turn the deck because your ancestors will open the way and pave the way for you to find where you need to go and what your tradition need to be and who you need to be following under. So then over time it grew, and I had my guardian spirit, but at this time I knew who my guardian spirit was. If you don't, you can have one just for your guardian angel. It could be like one or two. I don't suggest more than like 1, 2, maybe 3. If you're doing it the way I have done it before it grew, I had one for paternal, one for maternal ancestors, and one for my spiritual guide. Because I didn't know who my spiritual core, Biti or San, or group of spirits were, or nations of spirits I had with me or that I'm working with. And there may be new ones now. I think I pretty much have the gist of the group of spirits I work with, as far as the nations. But different spirits from those nations come. But anyway, I would suggest 1 glass, 2, maybe 3. For maternal and paternal ancestors, could be 1 glass for that. Or if you want to do separate, I think that is fine. That's how I started. And then 1 for your guardian spirit. And if you don't, and you don't have to know who your guardian spirit is, you could just, like my guardian angel, my guardian spirit, things like that. Once you do this, however, and you start leaving like the water, changing the water, you start doing like the leaving offerings and things like that. You might not get no activity in the beginning, but eventually you'll start seeing activity. It'll start becoming a live altar. My altar is a live. So my altar is a live altar. It developed, it's changed over time, and I started seeing different things transpire and manifest. But so if you're doing what you need to do, your altar will become live, and it will change over time from what it was to what it could be. It's like what mine is now. Mine was just 1 little table. Now my altar is like 2. Technically, it should be 3. I'm working with what I got right now. So my altar's been growing, and I work with many spirits. Now, everybody won't work with a lot of spirits, but I think the reason I work with so many spirits is, 1, they came to me. Also, I'm initiated Vodou priestess, a Mambo in Haitian Voodoo, and so I work with a lot of spirits. But even if you're a Mambo, I mean, you work with so many spirits. Some people have a few, some people have a couple. I work with a lot, which is also more work. Some people tend to altar once a week, every however often. Over time, you may see that it may change depending on what your spirits require from you. I tend to my altar pretty much every day. Majority, almost every day. There might be a few times I don't, but majority of the time, every day. Only because I do work with so many spirits. I have a lot of different things I have to do, and also I kind of gauge and see what's going on with the waters and all the stuff going on my altar, which lets me know what's going on currently, either in my life or around me. And then that's a whole nother step too, of learning how these things are. So your teachers will guide you, your spirits may guide you to teach you how some of these things go. I don't suggest rushing into anything. I did not. I took my time. And even when new spirits would present themselves to me, or I was told certain things, I did not rush to work with these spirits, to serve the spirits or anything like that. I took my time. I either learned about them or things like that. Like I did another video where Santa Muerte came to me. She's not even in the Vodou pantheon, but she came to me. I ignored her for a little while because I was like, she's not part of Vodou. She is like a folk Catholic saint, which is probably why she did, because I kind of do folk Catholicism as well now too. But she's like, so she's an Aztec or a Maya or Mexican spirit, and so I didn't pay no mind. I don't know too much about her. I don't want to really add to many more spirits. So I ignored it for a little while. At first I didn't even know it was her. I thought it could have been a Gede spirit, because of things that I seen. But then eventually I kind of knew it was her, and that she kept popping up and things like that. Then, like I said, I had some stuff happen where she showed up, and then another saint. I showed up, and I was like, well, okay, if this happened, then you'll get a spot. Well, I said both of them get a spot on the altar, but I also was like, well, you'll get a spot on the altar. And I talked about that in my previous video. So, she came through. She had a spot on my altar. And at first, I didn't ask her for anything. That's nothing. I didn't. Usually when I introduce new spirits to my altar, I don't ask for anything. I build a connection. I give them light. I do make my offerings and things like that, and build a relationship for some days. But I won't get into that right now. I could suggest a certain number of days, stuff like that too. Maybe I'll do another video. But yeah, I do it for a little while and then see how we mesh, how things go. And from there, if we start building more of a connection, they stay. I might work with them more. Over time, me and, I sent them what I thought, okay, I need you on the altar. But, I probably won't be doing much with you. But now we starting to have a relationship that's stronger, where I kind of do things with her or honor her mostly on a daily basis. And she showed up in different ways, showed me signs in different ways. And that's another thing, I guess, about seeing signs from the spirits and stuff like that. Like I said in one of my videos, I have a lot of stuff that I could talk about and teach about, but I just don't know where or when it starts. So I have to take time to make notes and do my teachings. But however, this came to me, and of course my short I just made about if you're being feeling drained and energized spiritually and physically. But then this came to me today, and I was like, okay, I can talk about this, and pretty much stay on train. I have to have notes. So I guess the spirits want me to talk about that. So maybe some of you are wanting to make your altar and you want to get guidance on it. So yeah, so I just suggest. If you're doing my route, because I know in Voodoo they don't really have like the altars like how I have set up. But I live in diaspora. I don't live in IT, and and I started kind of something similar to a Vodou or a spiritual mesa table. So I don't call it a white table because my table's not white, and and I don't call it well, I guess it could kind of be like a Vodou, but it's not just for my ancestors. I call it more. I do like the spiritual. It's my spiritual table, my spiritual altar, because my spiritual stuff goes there, and then I could kind of talk about that too. It's based on how your spirits are, but mine are personally fine with the way my altar is, and like I said, I probably need like an extra table to spread some things out more. And my ancestors, they're on that too. I honor my ancestors on that as well with my spirits. I know some people don't, but none of my spirits had an issue with it, and they work with you based on what you have and what's the space you have and things like that. So maybe that's why in the future it could, like I said, my altar is a living altar. As things change with me and my life, my altar changes. My altar is a living altar. You will see that your altar is a living altar. If it's for me, if it's a true altar, I'm just gonna say if it's a true altar, it's not gonna really stay the same. Sometimes things move. Sometimes you put the spirits in different ways. You're guided to do a lot of different things. But yeah, I suggest for someone who is brand new, that just want to get started, ancestors, and on your maternal, paternal side, or just one ancestor glass, or you could do two, one paternal, one maternal, and one for your spiritual guide or your guardian angel. Some people say your higher self. I like for that glass to be the biggest glass, but you can do what you like to do. And yes, I suggest glasses. In the beginning, if you don't have glasses, use what you have. And then eventually get you like some glasses or some bowls type things. So, light a candle. A white candle is fine. It could be a 7-day white candle, a tea light white candle, or one of those little pillar candles, or however you want to do it. And just say, and just say I'm making this space for my ancestors on my maternal and paternal side that, have the best life for me, this and the other, blah, blah, blah. Or, if you kind of experience your maternal and paternal ancestors, and, that you get off the light to help elevate. Because as you elevate, they elevate. And as they elevate, you elevate. So you want to elevate your ancestors. And over time, as you build that connection, things like that, they'll start working in your life and just communicate with them. And eventually, when it's time for you to be ready, they'll send you someone that you can learn from. And you kind of get guided to where you need to be. But in due time, what I do suggest is do not rush. It's not a race. Take your time. Everyone's not meant to serve on the same level. If you just a person that don't need the altar, because I do say, when you have the altar, you need to make sure you can have the time to service that altar. Don't build an altar if you can't service it. If you don't have the time, stick to honoring the spirits, talking to them or your ancestors, and doing whatever you can do without the altar. Cool. Once you have the altar, it's like a commitment. A lot of things in the spiritual is like commitments. I don't think a lot of people say this type of stuff, but it's commitments. It's not like a bad little contract or like you selling your soul. And like, I know there's people out there programming like, no, it's nothing like that. It's just these are commitments. You build a commitments. I heard it one time. It's like it's like a contract, almost. That you're making, like doing. So, don't start nothing that you can't finish. They're great to have if that's your calling. And then over time, you will see what your calling is. If you're just a servitor who serves the spirits and stuff like that for your friends, for your family and stuff, that's fine. Or if you're supposed to serve the higher community like me and become a priestess or a priest, they will guide you there, which is more commitments. Once you are a priest or priestess, you have so many commitments. I have so many reglaments, and I'm still have to build more reglaments to work with certain spirits for the community. It's a lot. And I'm probably just scratching the surface, because as I grow, there is more, and I will be required to do more. So just make sure that you have the time to it could take a lot of time, because even I'm gonna tell a story. Okay, I have instances where I had to have like surgery and stuff like that, and I would come home after surgery, still doing what I need to do on my altar. That's how real this was for me. This is how serious and committed I was to this. Anytime I had to have a surgery, or anytime, one time I couldn't even get to my altar or something like that because I wasn't home. My mom was there. I even had her do what she can. Told her kind of what to do for me on my altar or stuff like that. If I was sick, even if I missed a day, I would go back and do what I need to do for the spirits on my altar. Like, this is a commitment. I was dedicated. I'm dedicated to the spirits. I'm dedicated to the community and helping people and guiding the ones that are supposed to be guided by me. So, like I said, take your time, because it's a commitment. Don't open doors, don't open commitments that you cannot handle at the time. Once you are prepared for it, that's when you'll be ready for it. That's when you'll be guided to it. So, take your time and everything. Take your time. If you feel like you need to have an altar, simple, until you figure out the rest. So, if you like this, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm your outcasted spiritualist, Mambo Genne, where we talk about all things spiritual. And I do a lot of oracle tarot readings. And I'm going to try to get back into doing some teachings. I just find a time in my schedule to do it, and I kind of figured out a way how I can kind of do it. So, and it's my job and my responsibility, one of my responsibility, to be able to give back to the community, different things, to lead people, to help people, and things like that. So also, if you want to get a reading or anything, or well, you have to get a reading first, even if you're trying to get spiritual work done. I have my Etsy page. It'll be linked down below. You get a reading if you want to do some type of spiritual work, to kind of bring something to fruition. We can talk about that and go from there as well. If not, enjoy my videos. My videos are free. So, and my readings are free, and I'm gonna try to put some more stuff on here about saints, angels, Loa. I work mostly with Loa. Some stuff about Orisha. We do have some Orishas. We have some Orishas in Vodou. And one of these days, thank you for my 95 subscribers. I appreciate every last one of you. I'm thinking about doing a live, maybe once I reach 100 subscribers. Maybe doing like a reading, or starting out with a reading, and maybe having people either calling a number or typing maybe a question they may have, and seeing what I can get from it, or whatever, on a live video. Or maybe we just chat it up and see who comes. If they have any questions and want to see my perspective on something, I'm happy to talk about that as well. Like I said, one of my videos, I have a lot of stuff that I can talk about. I just don't know what to talk about sometimes when I do the video. Unless somebody I'm be out and about and talk about stuff with people, then I have like a whole conversation about all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I'm in the video here. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm the Outcasted Spiritualist. Till next time, stay blessed.